Maureen, 80.5. Doesn't hurt a bit, does it? Happy birthday. We miss you, sweetheart. It's always fun to get together. I have a lot of memories going way back. I remember the day you and Don were married. That was quite a day. I remember Mommy running around trying to get things done and organized. I remember the party at Fort Meade when Don got out of the military and you guys were going to leave from Michigan, and how much fun that was, and knowing how much you were going to be missed, especially by Mommy and Papa. After that, I remember the visits in Michigan, the different houses, John up the flagpole not being able to get down, and bathing in the lake when there was no water in the house. Little things that were such fun for all of us, and especially for the kids to get together. The main memory that I wanted to talk about was sitting around your kitchen table, and I forget which house it was. There were so many, but sitting around your kitchen table, all the kids. It was before we left for Germany the last time, and Uncle Don was in rare spirits, and he was telling ghost stories. And all the kids were enthralled, and the adults too. The love and the laughter that was flowing around that table that night was just amazing. And that's my main memory that I wanted to share with you. So happy birthday, kiddo. Enjoy the celebration. You certainly do deserve it. Love you.
Hello, everybody in Michigan. This is Uncle Don down here in Florida. Just want to wish Maureen a very happy 80th, and brings back a few memories to me, the years that we've been together, the great snowfall and Thanksgiving, where everybody piled up all our empty beer cans on the table. They had a little thing out in the snow with the snowmobiles, and times that we had at the lake, and the good times we had at the barn, and we still have some of the goodies that we bought at the barn. And I want to thank you very much, Maureen, for bailing me out sometimes when I was a police officer in Washington, and you lived down on Harvard Street where I could take a break and get off the street for a few minutes and see some real people. And anyway, I just want to thank you for being around in my life for 62 years, Maureen. Happy birthday. Have many, many more.
Hi, Graham. Happy birthday to you. Cha cha cha. Happy birthday to you. Cha 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 cha. Happy birthday, dear Graham. Happy birthday to you. Cha cha cha.
Trump 2020.
You're on the air.
Hi, Maureen. Happy birthday, dear sister. And hi to everybody up there in Michigan. This is Aunt Mary Ann, in case you didn't know me. I have a few sister memories to relate. So let's go back to 1940. We lived at 6728 Oakley Street in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. We slept 3 to a room, Maureen, Mary Ann, and Colleen. We had a great playground out in the backyard, big lot to play in. We played in the street, and I ran away from home at age 6 because I had to do dishes. But I promptly came home the next day because they put me to work. Then in 1944, we moved to Franklin Street in Cheltenham. We sisters had a great playground upstairs in the back porch sunroom. We had it all to ourselves. We had a huge barn in the backyard. We had horses. We walked to school. We walked to church. Sometimes we even came home for lunch. And we swam in the creek. until the word polio stopped all that. All during the war years, we crushed cans and boxes, and we fought to see who would get that new food item called margarine. It had a little red dot in the middle. Who's going to get it this time? And Papa would take trips to Chicago for work, and when he came home, he had lots of presents for all of us. Then came August, I think it was August of 1948, and our big move to Indiana, Pennsylvania. Remember that, Maureen? Who could forget? There were 7 of us in the car. Mommy and Papa and Pat and Marianne and Maureen and Colleen and Michael, plus our dog Blackie and Papa's 2 cock roosters. Oh my, Dan, what a trip you missed. No air conditioning for 300 miles. Remember, I said it was August. Papa, she's touching me. Mommy, he's scratching me. Mommy, Pat's snoring. The dog smells. Oh, Danny, you miss so much. And Loretta, can't you keep those kids quiet? We were greeted at our new home by the Buggies, all of Grandma's relatives. Oh my, how many more cousins we had. Never in my life have I seen so many cakes and pies and food. What a wonderful welcoming they gave us. We had the Gray Manor, which was later renamed the Shamrock, with all the beautiful flowers and flowering trees and 2 ponds and a fish pond and grapevines, and there was a cherry tree right outside our window. The old spring house, oh, that was a cool place to play in too, even to take a nap. And our dear Patty was born there. And ask him some stories about the old spring house. What an awesome place to grow up in. What an awesome family we had. It was a great town. It still is in some ways. Then in 1954, I leave home to go to work in Washington. Maureen, you soon joined me as a G girl. That meant a government girl. You couldn't tell where you worked. Maureen worked at Fort Meade and met your Don Moody. I went to Wildwood and met my Don Clark. Later, you were my maid of honor. Then life and Don took you to Michigan. Oh, how we missed you. Our families visited many times, but who can forget that one Thanksgiving we were snowed in for days? It was miraculous. Somehow, milk and bread and beer kept arriving, and just miraculously. We don't know where it came from, but we never ran out of that. We had a great time. And then we had another sister trip with Colleen, where Colleen and her family, and I think it was Tom and Teresa and Eileen and we all drove out. And I can remember some all-nighters that trip, and I do seem to recall a rendition of Mickey O'Flynn out on the dock in the middle of the night. And then Tom and Teresa swam back and forth from the lake. That was pretty memorable. But the most memorable trip of all for all of us, I think, was when you came to Washington in 1976 to celebrate America's 200th birthday. What a time we had. During the parade, we had all of our children and about 50 others all lined up on Pennsylvania Avenue over the curb where we weren't supposed to be, and so they could all see the parade. I think I knew the police officer. It wasn't Don. Later, we secured a great view for the fireworks down on the tidal basin. Don joined us later with a load of watermelons. We picnicked all day, and we even formed a Congo line with all the children and adults joined us, and we ran all around the tidal basin singing. I think we had sparklers sometimes too, and singing "Happy Birthday, America, Happy Birthday, America." I think they all got tired of us, but we had a wonderful time. We have great times and a lot of good memories that we've shared together as sisters. I can't go through all of them now, but just as you all are sharing now a great memory and a great celebration for Maureen's birthday. To all the Moody's, congratulations for putting this party together and all the little side things you've done. I'm so sorry that Don and I can't be there in person, but we are in spirit and our love is strong and enduring. So happy birthday, Maureen, and many, many more. Look to the future with respect for the past. That's the Clark 10.3 motto. Moody strong, that's the 10.4. And to the brave and faithful, nothing is difficult. Happy birthday, dear sister. Bye-bye.